Are we here? I see her forehead.
We're
here.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
It's okay.
There we
As
go.
long
It's
as
fine.
you know.
I know you're there.
Much like a rash that you can't get rid of, I'm still here.
I don't think of you like that.
Yeah.
I don't want you to go away, but I want a rash to go away.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi, Allie. Allie, how are you?
I am filled with anxiety.
Why?
Happy Election Day.
I was going to say.
By the time the listeners are listening to this episode, the results will
We'll know.
hope be in.
Yeah,
You don't
better
really
be.
know.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Sometimes it takes a while. Last time it
It
wasn't
does.
until like Saturday that we knew for sure.
I can't do that. No.
But, you know, we couldn't sit here and just like stew at our anxiety while we wait for results. West Coast is still voting as we are recording this episode.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
So there's a lot still happening. Did me bringing this up right at the start of the podcast help you to forget about the thing you're trying to forget about?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, that's super effective.
Well,
Uh-huh.
you know what? Let me give you something else to be anxious about.
Oh,
You
great.
mean our West Coast? I'm not our West. What is
What?
it?
What
Our
are you
little
saying?
Canadian trip? Yeah, how that went down?
Yeah, the interesting roller coaster of the Canadian road trip the Devils took last week. Because let me tell you, there were some highs, there were some lows, and I was panicking all throughout.
Yes. Same thoughts.
Yeah,
So let's get into it.
Ooh, jinx.
Because this is Sock Girls Hockey, born in Jersey, our weekly opinions on the Devils. No facts here because we analyze by vibes. All right, Allie, can you bring us into our red carpet report of this week?
All right.
Because I'm very excited.
This is a red carpet report where I'm like trying to decide if I'm going to make a very controversial decision or not.
Oh, boy.
Just
okay.
go for it. Do it.
I think
I'm ready.
I'm
ready to throw
I don't
some
know.
punches.
We've got some vetoes we can use, you know, if it comes down to it.
It's just very
It's still
true.
early, but
I love all of these pictures. I'm excited to
We're going
talk
to start
about
with the
all of
middle, the third picture for
Okay.
you guys. That's Nick DeSimone,
them. Yes.
currently playing for the Utica Comets. He showed up to a game in this beautiful 3-piece, like hunter green suit.
Mm-hmm.
I've said it before in this podcast. I've said it a million times. If they wear a green suit, I love it. I forgot how sharp of a dresser DeSimone was.
Yes.
We didn't get to see him often enough for long enough last year.
nah, they were popping in and out last season.
Yeah. Christy Flannery actually posted this photo and commented on how perfect this suit was. And she's right. Like, she gets it.
Yes.
I want to go out on the red carpet with her.
I
Yeah.
think you should. Because I completely agree. It's also like the 3-piece.
It's
I'm
the
a
3-piece.
sucker
Yeah.
for the
It's
for
sharp.
the vest
Well, I'm glad you
with
say
the
that.
shirt and the jacket. What? Oh, okay.
Put a pin in
Why?
it.
Oh, pin is in it. Eventually,
Yep.
I'm going to get a pin cushion here.
Yep.
We need like a pin sound on the board, like a sh-
Oh, yeah, that's good.
Oh,
put a pin in it.
Yeah.
I'm adding that next week.
Anyway, I like that he's wearing I think they're black, like Italian loafers. Love that. His hair looks
Yeah, I
great.
love
His
those
beard
shoes.
looks
Great.
straight. I can't tell if it's just actually something he put in his pocket or if he put like a pocket square that kind of sunk down a little bit, but
Hmm.
also looks great. Leaving the first button of the dress shirt undone with a waistcoat is a bold choice. A little bit of a
I'm not mad,
formal
though.
and informal, but I like it. Yeah, it looks good.
I was going to say it works on him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has enough like neck and like a long torso to pull
It's
that
nice
off.
for him. He has enough neck.
I like a man with enough neck.
Yeah.
A long neck. I mean, he has a long neck. You know what? Moving on to the next one.
Man with
Okay.
long neck
Did I
and
have
eyes
so
and
much
and hands.
sugar.
and hands to open the peach jars.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, this next photo is a picker. Oh God, I'm really struggling. My defense, I've been injured and or sick for like 6 weeks straight
Yeah,
now,
fair.
so
Yeah.
not having it.
Who are we
Jakob
moving to?
Markstrom.
Okay.
This is Markstrom.
This is Markstrom.
Okay.
Below that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going a little out of order. I apologize.
Love this photo.
This is a great outfit.
I love it.
Can you describe it to the people, Shannon?
He looks like he is in a James Bond movie. He just walked. He's like going through the streets, kind of in disguise, but not really. So he's wearing a long, double-breasted black, I want to say maybe wool peacoat.
It's definitely wool. It's definitely wool. It's like a peacoat, but it's like a full peacoat, not like a half peacoat, like a trench coat.
Like to the floor, which
Yeah.
I love, with a dark blue turtleneck. Just for reference, I'm wearing a black knit turtleneck right now.
Yeah.
I'm a lover of turtlenecks.
And I think this is actually a real turtleneck, not a mock turtleneck. If you like zoom in on it, it is actually a proper wool folded over turtleneck.
Yes. And
It is, yeah.
to top this off, he's wearing a beanie, but it's just not a beanie. It's a blue beanie that matches the turtleneck. And just something about how he has the beanie folded looks styled. I like it.
No,
I like
it
a
looks
lot.
great. This is like fisherman.
Yes, I was just going to
But make
say,
it
this
chic.
is high fashion fisherman.
It's exactly what it is. And this was one of, was this when they played the Canucks? I don't remember. But it was one of the games they played in Canada. This outfit, this was in Calgary, I think. Either way, this outfit freaking rocks.
It does. It's so cool.
He looks like the beard with the hat, with the turtleneck. This is a perfect outfit. I love it. So next, I'm going to bring your attention to, I'm going to bring you all the way back up to the top.
Okay.
Here we have a picture of Nico Hischier.
And struggling.
This man's fighting for his life a little bit.
Yeah.
It's the pose in this picture that just hysterical.
I mean, we knew he could multitask. He's proven that.
Yes.
But must you, boy?
No.
Certainly.
You put the water bottle in the bag in the...
And
I don't know.
My favorite thing about this. So, okay, this photo is Nico's in a tan suit, white button down. He's holding like a black leather bag in his left hand, like up. It's like swinging. It's in motion. And then he has like a water bottle in his right hand backwards. That is held upside down if he lifts his hand up. That is.
Yep.
And then he's holding like a paper cup with his teeth. And he's like looking down and he's walking. This boy is fighting for his life. And what
it's
makes
hysterical.
This especially funny to me is that water bottle's empty, sir. Like you could just get rid of that.
Yeah, you don't need to hold on to it.
I love it. The pose almost feels purposeful. Like he's trying to make everybody think he's not capable of holding his back.
Look at his fingers holding the straps on that. That looks so
right. That he does not have a grip on it. It's like
what are you
falling
doing?
out of his hand.
It's like slightly dainty. Like he can't fully grip it all the way.
I just noticed something too.
What did you notice, Sarah?
Well,
Same.
I don't think it's the thing that you think I'm going to notice.
Oh,
so
well now I really want to know.
Tell us.
It's the beanie.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. I was going to bring attention to that, but yeah. I thought you were talking about the 13. That's
exactly.
embroidered.
That's what I thought you were going to think I meant that, but no.
Tell me about the beanie.
It's a different beanie than his usual rose beanie. This one's a dark gray one with what looks like some little heart thing.
I think it's Cuir d'Amour. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a heart on top of an A.
I think
Don't
it's like
listen.
it means like friend of the heart or something.
Okay. Well, it's significant only because in the photo below this,
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
one Timo Meyer is also wearing that same beanie.
Yes.
And that's cute.
Yeah. Okay. So I put Timo Meyer on this list as well because he is also wearing a matching, I assume a Kith beanie. I don't even know. It's a matching black beanie with the little heart symbol on it. And I just think it's cute that they got matching beanies.
I love that.
Really cute.
Love that.
See, that's friendship.
Of the
I don't
heart.
need to care if like Jack and Nico are friends because I know that Nico and Timo are friends.
Yeah.
Long as Nico has a friend on the team.
Yeah.
I hope he has many friends. He
I
seems
think
like
he's
probably
funny.
got. Yeah, he seems like a nice person.
In our reality, he's friends with everybody on the team.
Well, yeah.
They're all best friends and they all hang out all the time and braid each other's hair.
Yeah.
The last outfit I would like to bring your attention to right now is Paul Cotter.
Okay.
Scroll down. He's wearing a suit. It's fine. Can you zoom in on this tie for me?
What is that? Yeah.
Okay.
This
Zooming.
I believe
Zoom in.
is from, it must have been from the game,
Zoom in.
the Oilers game, I think. He's wearing like a black gray suit, pulls a little bit green. What is on this tie though? You zoom in, he has this black tie and it has like white rune looking symbols.
Yeah, they look like letters. Okay, you guys aren't going to know what this is, but it kind of looks like the Napalm Records logo.
What?
It looks like the magical symbols in Castlevania to me a little bit.
Yeah, they do.
I was
I can't not see this.
oh, let me see. Sarah has sent a photo reference.
Oh,
yeah.
It's definitely not what it is, but I can't not see that.
Yeah, I have. It's like I zoom in on each of these like white symbols individually, and they look like letters from like something that I should know, but I can't figure out what it is.
Overlapped with another letter in a manner that
In like
I can't
blue,
decipher.
as if it's like melting off the tie, they're like fading away. What is this, Paul? Can you tell me? Because what?
Yeah.
I don't even know what to search to figure out what this is.
No, Napalm Records tie is not going to come up with anything.
Castlevania rune tie also didn't give me much.
Also,
so.
nothing.
It's not on the best list, although this outfit does look good. Props to the shoes. They have a cute little buckle on them. Love that. But
I competition.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that tie.
Huh.
All right. I'm going to give you some rankings.
Okay. I was just going to quickly say I really appreciate how everyone's wearing socks, probably because it's cold.
Oh,
yeah.
So,
no ankles in this one.
No.
I was going to do something controversial, but I talked myself out of it over the course of this conversation.
Okay.
I was going to give best of the week to Igor Shesterkin.
What?
Please scroll to the final photo.
Is that
who that is?
Yes,
that's
Igor.
what he looks like?
That's what he looks like, yeah. Normally he doesn't look that haggard. He looks like he's going through it a little bit in this photo.
Why have I never seen a photo of this man's face?
I don't know. Yeah, that's what he looks like.
I'm just relieved that this is a good outfit and that this wasn't one because we hadn't spoken about one for most improvement. So I got scared because I was like, I love how this man is dressed.
Yeah, I'm in love with this outfit.
This is actually one of my favorite outfits I've ever seen any NHLer show up in ever.
Agreed.
It's incredible.
Fantastic. Even the backpack, the straps.
Maybe I will give
everything.
it to him. But Markstrom put up a good fight.
He did. He did. It's also very good.
So here's my thing. This outfit is another two-piece suit, black, jet black with like that charcoal pencil gray pinstripe, double-breasted, perfectly tailored, perfectly fitted. And then he's wearing like a black leather backpack with the straps coming across his shoulder as just like a little bit of contrast. Black shirt, black tie.
But it's the different shades and the deepness.
Yeah.
But the
in
matching
the black.
tones. And
Yes. It is so sleek.
This is such
gorgeous.
I love this outfit. Okay, I'm glad you guys agree. I might just give it to him.
I don't actually know what my feelings are about giving the best dress to Shesterkin.
Yeah,
but
because it doesn't help us in any way. But
I know. Like, so I guess, you know what? Then I guess I don't mind, but I do
But is it the best outfit? I think so.
I think it is. I have to
I don't wanna,
traditionally
take it. Markstrom's best of the Devils right now.
Right.
In this
Yes.
ranking in
But
front of
For
us.
sure.
And
But
typically I give the best dress to, it has to be someone who's playing for the
Yeah.
Devils.
Mm-hmm.
But like this outfit.
does it have to be? I don't
It's
know.
a dictatorship. I can do whatever
I'm
I want.
scared.
It
Oh, this
is. You
true.
can do whatever.
It is whatever rules you decide and you set. He's even holding a Starbucks
And
cup.
the air
which I
towels even look like
appreciate.
this man looks like he's in a movie.
Yes.
It's so good. All right, Shesterkin, you get best dress of the week.
Wow.
Oh my
Hot Girls
gosh.
Hockey first, given a Ranger.
I know.
The best
That's
dress of the week.
crazy.
Yeah, we've really lost our way.
Don't tell anybody else that we did that.
Nope. For everyone listening, just keep this to ourselves.
Keep it to yourself.
Listen, I am a
Please.
Rangers hater, but an Igor Shesterkin fan.
Fair enough. He is great.
Second place, obviously, Jacob Markstrom. Incredible.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah. Love it. Love it. Love it. I'm sorry, Markstrom. You just had to compete with Shesterkin this week.
Yeah, it was unfortunate.
Semi-weekly special award goes to Nick DeSimone.
Okay.
The only reason he doesn't get third place is because he's not playing for the Devils. Oh, but you put Igor at the top. Yeah, shut up. It's my list.
Yeah,
As long as you're
I think that's
aware,
fair.
that's fine. It's
Yep.
totally fine.
So I honestly didn't really have a room for most improvement because the outfits I saw, even the ones I didn't include here, all looked pretty good. But
Yeah.
I hate everything that's happening in that photo of Nico. So I guess it's got to be him.
All right, fair enough.
Also,
And also, yeah, room for most improvement's not that bad. It's not like it's worst.
and I don't like this suit. This is actually the second time I've seen him wear this. And I swear he had a similar suit last year and either he's outgrown it or something, or it looks different, but it is not fit properly anymore. I almost put it on
it's
the
a little
list.
bit too tight.
Yes. Last week, I almost put it on the list specifically because I didn't like the fit. And then, but it's weird. The pants are too tight and the suit jacket, when I've seen it at other angles, somehow looks too big.
Huh.
So it might be time for him to go back to the atelier.
Wow. What's happening? Everything's
Wow.
upside down.
Yeah.
This
Nico's
is
a weird one.
crazy.
Was like,
It's a weird one so far.
This is my
I'm
favorite.
sick of these weird people putting me on their list. I'm going to start dressing differently.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Man.
there's no room for most improvement because everybody's been listening. But
I know. They're all improved. I'm just going to keep
Yeah.
setting my standards higher and higher.
Fair enough.
well, thank you, Allie.
I live to serve.
Okay, Sarah, can you bring us into our weekly update?
I sure can, because we are back up to the top of the Metropolitan Division, if only for a moment.
Woo!
Where
I'll
we
take it.
belong.
Where we belong, indeed. Does that have anything to do with the fact that we have just still played more games? I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe. Currently at 8-5-2 with 18 points. But that's bound to change by the time you guys hear this. We're also tied for third overall, tied with the Wild,
Love it. I
only
love
behind
it.
the Jets and the Panthers. So pretty neat.
Wow. I didn't know the Wild were up there. Actually, that's not true. I did know that. They've been having like a quite a run
They
of
have
it.
been having a decent run so far. Yeah.
Wow.
Them and the
Huh.
Jets, they're both surprising me a little bit.
I love that.
Yeah.
But you know what? Yeah. Good for them.
I cannot tell you, Sarah, how much every time after we play a game and we win, that I refresh the standings on my
Mhm.
phone just so I could see it at the top for that one moment.
Just for that second that it's there. Yep.
So I was so excited it was here for the recording.
It really
Mhm.
just brings you a little spark of joy.
Yeah. It's nice to be able to say that we're at the top.
You know what else was at the top?
Yeah, you know what else was at the top was Nico Hischier was the number one goal scorer in the NHL at one point. He's currently still tied for that with Cole Caulfield, Sam Reinhart, and Nikita Kucherov. They all have 10 goals each. And that's fine with me that he's not at the top right now. 'Cause
Nico's
there's-
number one in my
there's-
heart.
Nico's number one in our hearts. Not on the best dress, but that's fine. He also still has time to get some more. The season is still fairly,
It's like what,
Fairly
13
early.
games in?
yeah. And also, it's just kind of neat that 3 out of 4 of those people, they all wear number 13.
Aw.
Sweet. Some other things that I wrote that are not the NHL that happened this week, but I just wanted to shout them out anyway. The Nottingham Panthers paid tribute to Adam Johnson a year after the tragic accident that took his life with a 47-second applause. So he
Aw.
wore number 47. And then on a sillier note, I found out the Kalamazoo Wings, they paint the ice orange for Halloween. And they apparently do it for other games throughout the year. And I just think that's fun. Why don't we should paint the ice. What the hell?
That is. Does it get like wrecked as they're playing? Because it must be
I-
painted on top.
Yeah,
Huh.
you know, I didn't like watch any of it. I just saw a couple of clips. So I don't know. Maybe they're just like
Right.
spraying a bunch of ice that's orange everywhere. I don't know.
And then they chip it up every single time.
Yeah.
I'm curious. I would like to see any game with an ice rink with a color.
That
That'd be
sounds fun.
Yeah.
It looked funny. Yeah.
Well, you know what else is fun? Going to games and events. Because last week I talked about, whatever. We got a discount code, Hot Girls Hockey, $20 off for your first purchase at SeatGeek. And I realized the flaw in my ad read, the people that I was addressing that want to go on the town. You're probably usually the person who purchases the tickets, and you always already like have the accounts for everything. So I was like thinking, because that's me. That's my role in the friend group. I like to purchase the tickets. You know who you are. But that doesn't mean you can't take advantage of our discount code. Because this time you just have to grab the friend in the group that you just say show up here at this time and look fabulous, and borrow their email information and sign them up for their first time SeatGeek purchase and use our discount code Hot Girls Hockey for $20 off.
There you go.
All right.
Type B
plan.
friends.
I'm just saying. So let's get into these games.
Yeah.
So last time we recorded, there was we're going to get into the Canadian road trip, but we recorded right before the Ducks game that I pessimistically predicted they would lose. So I guess before we talk about the road trip, we should talk about, hey,
They actually won. They beat the Ducks.
They crushed it.
Yeah. It was a much needed win.
Yeah.
I think. Because they had lost what?
Four
Four games in a row?
we were feeling morale was a little low.
Yeah.
It was, yes, I would say much needed to give the Devils that spark before going on the road. I needed it. I watched a portion of this game because I was driving home after we recorded. And I also...
that's right. I forgot. That's why they won.
That's exactly why they won. Because I hadn't watched this game in full. But it was very satisfying as soon as I got to my front door and I checked the app. I was like, oh, this is actually happening?
Any highlights from this one to pick out before we jump into the road trip?
This was the game where Nico became the league leader in goals.
Hell yeah.
But on a not so highlight, this is the game where Lazar got hit and it took him out, and he has now had knee surgery.
Yeah.
So unfortunate. The rest of the things I have in here are just silly things for you guys. At one point, Zellweger on the Ducks did something, and Roman went, Renee,
she's here.
She's here. She's
that
playing
diva?
for the Ducks. Yeah.
Renee Zellweger.
Mm-hmm.
I always knew she was multi-talented.
Yeah, she could definitely fit in with them. Yeah. Can you imagine her and Trevor Zegras out there together?
Oh, they'd get nothing done.
They get nothing done.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so despite my my cynicism, the Devils were in fact able to beat the Ducks. Woo.
It was refreshing.
It would have been a real morale killer if they hadn't.
Yeah. Good way to shake up their attitudes going into this little mini Canadian road trip.
Yeah. And it was the final score was 6-2. The gang was all here scoring. Everyone was getting a little bit of an ego boost. You had Hala, you had Jack, Nason, Nico.
Yep.
Yeah, the whole team was crushing it. A good way to go into your road trip.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So how do we start off this road trip? What do they call it? The Hughes Bowl?
Hughes Bowl.
It was indeed.
Started off with the Hughes Bowl. And I would say we came into this game.
The bowls was
strong.
Susan.
I loved watching this game.
Yeah, this was a game you couldn't even like look away from.
No. And I even wrote here in my notes that I have no notes because the game was just awesome to watch.
Yeah. How can you complain, a 6-0 win?
Exactly. And it was just so satisfying to see Markstrom get his first shutout with the Devils.
Yeah.
I just absolutely love that Jack and Luke continue to prove that the younger sibling energy when teamed up together will always best the oldest in competition. You
True.
just not defeat it. So I'm delighted with this game. I was not ever expecting this though. Like 6-0 to shut them out.
Yeah.
That was very shocking.
Yeah, the Canucks are kind of fast and like sneaky. You would have I thought they were going to break through there at some point.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I thought I would get nervous.
I wrote here, guys, are they back? Did I overreact last episode? Are they maybe good, actually?
Are the Devils good again?
Maybe.
They fooled me during this game. I thought they were.
Yeah, they didn't allow Vancouver a whole lot of shots like throughout the game. They held it down.
they had control. I just remember watching the passes and things be completed, and I was like, there's like what's the word?
Synergy.
Yes, it was beyond just thinking. It was like, oh gosh,
like they finally, I know what you're trying to say. This was
they're finally clicking. Like the word synergy, but they don't have to think so much anymore. They can just like react muscle memory. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, this was probably one of the first games where they finally started to look like a team that's comfortable with each other.
Yes.
And that's something that, because they jumped straight into, especially with having to start off the season in Prague. This current like roster really just had to jump into playing with each other under a new coach with a new system, with a coach who's still trying to figure out their strengths and weaknesses and their chemistry, with players who are still trying to figure out their chemistry. Because let's not forget, Lindy at every opportunity last year would separate these lines. So you kind of can't even take last season as an opportunity to develop a lot of chemistry. Everything was constantly in flux. So even when earlier on, like we're 13 games in or whatever, even when earlier on they were playing well, you could still tell they weren't 100% comfortable with each other and like comfortable, like knowing that if you pass there, someone's going to be there to get it. And this game, like it was much tighter. Yeah. They finally felt like they had settled into a comfortable pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think players who were having, rough seasons last year due to injuries and whatever, like Siegenthaler is finally like coming back to the level that he used to be at before. And it is awesome to see.
Well, and Siegenthaler, I mean, that's like a big point because defense is huge because it was a shutout. They really shut down Vancouver's offensive attempts and then created a lot of their own offense.
I love your first note, Sarah. Just the energy.
Nischer with pinpoint accuracy.
Yay!
Or Hiko Nischer, as some would say.
Roman's
got too many names.
Really struggling with Nico's name lately.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Oh,
Nisho not that hard.
Hikayer.
Nisho Hikayer.
I forget. Hiko Nischer.
Nischer. Yeah.
And I will say something else that I really liked about this game. It was like, it wasn't just defense. It was also offense. Like your note here about Mercer, Sarah, where we're creating opportunities on the power kill.
The what, Shannon?
The penalty kill. I'm glad you got me in the moment.
It's like a spray bottle every time we say it. It's like a cat's.
Mine don't listen to that at all.
Somebody else take me through it.
something about defense, something about the penalty kill. There was a 4-minute PK,
which they got through, only allowing Vancouver one shot on that. Pretty great.
What's Vancouver's record on the on the power play bed?
Beats me.
I'm not sure.
Have they been good at that, or are they like the Oilers? And the Oilers have been terrible in the PK. 16%. Not great.
Well, not great.
Not terrible.
But that's still fine because it wasn't just that they had luck against a team that's, bad or something. Like the Devils were in control of this game. They were able, and when they weren't in control, they were able to take it back, breaking up a lot of passes, taking back possession. Just really great show.
I agree. And I love your last note, Sarah. There was a point, that they the Vancouver tried to sway the momentum back into their favor by starting a fight, but I don't think it went how they planned. That's what happened. Didn't. Tell me. I'm gonna go over it, but you gotta tell me.
I figured you were gonna talk about this later, so I could just say my little note and then we can talk about this in full later. But Eric Holla put little bitch Connor Garland to shame, and he absolutely destroyed him. And I love Holla's little shit-eating grin every time.
Thank you.
Is this the one where he blew a kiss afterwards?
It sure was.
Love that.
Oh, yep. So good.
Also, I would like to retract my previous statement.
Okay.
The Canucks power play does suck. 16%. I was in my head trying to compare that.
Yeah, it's not good.
I was trash talking the Oilers, and theirs is 15%. So Canucks also
not great.
A shame. for that power play percentage. So I guess if you had to go on a 4-minute PK against any team, that's a decent team to have to pick.
Yeah.
Well,
The only thing that sucks about this game is that it started at 10:30 p.m.
yes.
So no one got to really see this beautiful performance. Thank you,
Oh,
Devils.
yeah.
For always saving your best playing for the road
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of the night.
Yep.
I agree. Love it. I have nothing else for this
Yeah.
game. I
No
definitely
notes.
have
They were great.
notes on the next game.
Oh yeah, let's talk about this. What the frick
Yeah.
happened here?
Unfortunately.
Exactly. What happened? This had all the magic, like, Markstrom going against his former team. You
Yeah.
would think he was
November 1st. It's the beginning of a new month.
Yeah.
A way to usher in the next month of Devils hockey. You've got
Yeah.
Markstrom squaring up against his old team.
I think the problem is just that these teams they're pretty evenly matched. And that just allowed it to be kind of
Boring.
boring. It was kind of nothing for 55 minutes of this game.
Pretty much, yeah.
literally. I even wrote it here. I thought this game was exhausting to watch because it was just back and forth constantly. They were just breaking up the passes. And I'm like, this is becoming all about stamina. It was almost like they were playing themselves. And as you said, nothing happened.
And our defense was at least doing its job in this game.
Yeah.
Calgary was out shooting them by a lot. I forget what. But obviously
32 to like 22, something like that.
Yeah. But they didn't succeed in that for almost 3 full periods. So
Yeah.
it's not like they were doing anything wrong necessarily. It just
it
got too tired out, I guess.
Yeah, I think this
Exactly.
this is one of those games where it was kind of boring. Nothing really seemed to be happening. The Devils were kind of keeping pace, and then they got tired.
Yeah, and it came down to
The
2
last
goals
5 minutes.
in the last 5 minutes, and they were 23 seconds apart.
God.
And I think that we could all feel it.
You
the
could
gut punch
see Markstrom's anger.
in that moment.
yeah.
It was so tough. And I don't want to like fault anyone for what had happened.
No, do it. Who are you faulting? Fault someone.
Okay. Let's do it.
I was just going to fault the time and say, because this
Oh, okay.
happened so late in the third, I really felt like
Yeah.
we possibly could have came back, but there was no time to do it. But
I also
I
think
feel like we all the team got tired in those last moments.
Yeah.
And there was definitely
you don't want to put yourself in a position of needing to come back in the last 5 moments.
No,
1
it's
goal.
true.
Okay, fine. You gave
Right.
up 2. You had an entire
Yeah.
55 minutes to score or produce something.
that's
You
true.
wait until the other team opens scoring to light a fire under you to act like,
Yeah.
come on.
Who are you faulting? I had no faults because I just didn't write down the note, so I don't remember. If you felt any particular way about it.
You know what we can fault?
What can
And
we
it's
fault?
not their fault. It's just coincidental, I guess, due to the lack of a player. Because this was the one where
Yeah.
Nate Bastian left mid-game.
Yeah, who
due
broke
to
his
a
jaw? It's their
injury.
fault.
Yeah.
Oh, I completely forgot about
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
It was Lomberg, I think is how you pronounce his
Yeah, he was beating on him. It's his fault.
name. Ryan Lomberg.
Yeah.
There we go.
Screw that guy.
He broke his jaw?
We'll
I mean,
get
it
into
has
it.
to be broken. Yeah.
I have a
my
thing about him
gosh.
later.
Okay.
But yeah, my only really thought on this game is that like you were saying, Calgary was able to keep pace with them and
Yeah.
just didn't let them produce offensively and waited until the Devils got tired and took advantage of 2 pretty quick back-to-back opportunities that they have. And then it ended in my least favorite thing ever, an empty net goal. 0-3
deserved.
shutout. Get me out of here.
Yeah. Honestly, it's so funny because the way I have the page, Allie, all
Yeah.
I see is your first note.
The first note
I
of
didn't see
yours
the rest of
is
the notes.
So funny.
I thought it was literally just your first line.
My
Yep.
first note is I'm drunk.
Yep.
I thought that was all you were
Thought that
going to
was
say
it.
about this game.
Yep.
No, I had actual thoughts on this game. I was really angry that I don't really drink. So this was like a one-off thing for me. And I was really angry that I picked this game to drink for. Because what a bore. I should have picked the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have a question for you guys, just because I always wonder this anytime like a goalie plays their own old team.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think like goalies can kind of predict their teammates' shots? Like, do you think they get so used to playing because they practice with each other, right?
Right.
And obviously some people are going to have like preferences of like where or like how they shoot. Do you think like to a certain degree, if you were playing someone you're familiar with, you'd be more likely
to know what they were going to do?
Yeah. Like if they were going to prefer left over right, just like little things.
Yes, but it's also like a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Because your previous teammate also knows that.
Yes.
So I think there's like a game, like a mind game of like, oh, I usually favor this side while practicing because it's my strongest. But because he knows that, I might go for the other. I don't know.
I feel like in the moment with muscle memory, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just always wondered this. I just have always wanted to ask like an NHL goalie this.
Yeah.
I just
feel like it also depends on how predictable those players are in how frequently they will do the same kind of pattern. But yeah, I don't know.
Maybe it probably just happens too fast that even if you do it, maybe it doesn't even make a big difference.
You might not be able to. Yeah.
So the Devils go from shutting out the Canucks to being shut out by the Flames.
What a whirlwind.
It's really hot and cold. Anyway, then they had multiple days in a row off to hang out in Banff.
Mm-hmm.
And
beautiful place.
Yeah.
I freaking love Banff.
Looks like they were having fun.
It's gorgeous.
And on the 4th, they met with the Oilers. But not all of the Oilers, because someone was notably absent.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he was.
Connor McDavid is still out with an ankle injury.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like the Oilers, but like the diet Oilers, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oilers light.
Oilers light. You got Leon Draisaitl there, but like
sure do.
It's just him without Connor. Really, I think that was probably what they needed to approach is how can we annoy Draisaitl as much as possible and just get in his way. And they were like, you know what? Just have Nico bother him the entire game.
Mustache Nico.
Mustache Nico. My favorite Nico.
Eats the rest of it.
No, I love Mustache Nico. Just mustache.
I'm with Sarah on this one.
Yeah.
No mustaches for me.
Oh, mustache and beard. I'm not saying none. Mustache and beard.
Mustache only.
A mustache
only. You know who else?
Me, but not on Nico.
We're not going to elaborate on that.
We're not going to elaborate. Don't worry about it.
You know who else also only had a mustache?
Was it Timo?
It was Timo.
Did he really?
The boys are really like
BFFs.
They are BFFs. Besties.
That's cute.
Stop. That shit's on purpose.
They're coordinating.
That definitely was on purpose.
Well, it's probably like a No Shave November thing.
Yes.
Where they just kept the mustache.
Sure was. Yep.
Oh shoot! I forgot it's No Shave
November. That means that the devil is gonna do it too. I forgot he does that.
He's gonna get his silly mustaches.
It's gonna be good because we're gonna be there at a game like much later in November in person.
Excellent.
So I'll get to see it in person. It's probably Velcroed on, and I will attempt to rip it off.
Shannon gets kicked out of the Prudential Center forever for ripping NJ's mustache off.
Okay.
You know what I was sad about this game?
What?
I watched it on MSG, my mortal enemy, and I didn't watch on NHL Network, and I didn't realize Erica was covering it. Erica Wachter was doing coverage on NHL. I totally missed her.
Oh.
Yep, I heard about that.
It was really sad.
But I was cursed to watch it on the Gotham app, which is garbage.
That's what I've heard.
Heard terrible things about it.
Yeah. It is so delayed. And it also just keeps crashing like every 5 minutes. It's awesome.
I don't understand. What is it, free? Like, what is it?
If you sign in with a cable subscription, then you can Watch.
Oh.
Yeah, they're trying to like combine all of like the tri-state area sports. So like Yes Network with MSG
Yep.
all into one place.
Yep.
I'm not sure why, but
It doesn't function.
Yeah, from what I've heard in your description, I'm like the platform, they weren't ready.
No, they
shouldn't
were
have
not.
done it.
No.
Like why? Why?
So let's talk about this game.
Yeah.
Right.
The Devils, do you guys think they came out strong or came out weak?
It was a little sketchy, I would say.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a sketchy start.
I would say I described it to the producer as we were frantic,
Yeah.
but somehow like
or
just held through.
would you say we were this new word that Sarah taught me after I've been mispronouncing it my entire life? Frenetic. Wait, is it frenetic?
Nope.
What is frenetic?
It's frenetic, yeah.
Wait, what is it?
It is frenetic.
It's frenetic.
Not frenetic. Yep.
They now I can't remember which one it is. Oh my God. We're just gonna go with frantic. That one's easier to say.
Frantic's good. Yeah, it's easier.
Yeah, and then when they came out in the second, I'm like, okay, they calmed down and collected themselves.
I would say they
again.
calmed down in the first.
Oh, okay.
They did. By the end of it, I would
Yes.
say.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say they came out a little scrambly, and
I like
Allen
that word better.
had to make a couple of big saves immediately.
Yes.
Oh
he
my
was
gosh.
fully keeping them afloat for like the first half of the period, at least.
I would say that. And the Devils were shutting down rebounds, luckily, which they
Yeah.
don't. That is an improvement for them,
That was massive.
and that made a huge difference because it bought them a little bit of time to like settle in. There were
Mhm.
plenty of great opportunities that the Oilers had that they just didn't produce on. Some of that was also just luck.
It kind of was. Yeah.
There were a couple of times where they were aiming at a pretty wide open net and they just
Empty.
missed.
It was
It
empty
just
the
somehow
one
wouldn't.
time.
Yeah.
It was empty. The producer was like, how'd he miss?
Yeah.
It's like, I know we're not rooting for them, but
Yeah.
how'd he miss?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a little bit of anxiety producing. But they held it together. Allen kept him in it.
Yep.
He was amazing. He had 32 saves this game. And I remember Dano mentioning, I don't remember the exact number, but a very large chunk of them specifically were high danger saves.
Mm.
And as Ali was saying, recovering the rebound, huge.
He was fighting
yeah.
for his life.
Huge. Yes. He just knew which direction to cartwheel in. Like that's the other way I would describe it. Like it wasn't just like
This
a
man was
block.
doing gymnastics in the crease.
Yeah. But a lot of these saves were, as I was saying, like cartwheels. Like I don't remember exactly which player it was, but he just threw his body on the ice, and
That's
then
probably
Jake Allen,
Siegenthaler.
threw his body after, and it was
If it's the moment I'm thinking of, it was
Wild.
Siegenthaler.
okay.
Ah.
That makes sense. But I just loved how it was it not just the stick, but just players throwing their full body in front of the net.
Well, I noticed that in particularly Siegenthaler and Kovacevic, I like as a pairing. I think they play well together. I think they're good partners. And I think they seem to like bring out like the most in each other. Because Siegenthaler is a good player. He was fighting off his foot fracture last year.
Yeah.
But sometimes too, it also felt like I don't know if he was holding himself back or if he didn't seem to always be giving it his all. This year, this man is out there committed. Like you said, he is in some of those high danger moments. He's throwing himself down across the ice. He is like fighting for the puck behind the net. He's doing a lot of hard work. And
Oh yeah.
it's paying off.
I'm glad. Because he's playing great. Jake Allen was great.
Who opened the scoring?
I only wrote about one goal, so
So
No, actually, the Oilers had been out shooting the Devils in the first period. And then on the very first shot on goal that the Devils took, Stefan Nason scored.
hell yeah.
Woo.
Thank you for bringing him back.
Yeah. I love him.
Glad to have him.
Who scored second?
So yeah, Nason opens up the scoring and I sat there and I thought, oh no, because I really expected the Oilers after that to just
I expected an immediate follow-up.
Yes.
Like 10 seconds later, I was
Yes.
waiting for it.
and it was one of
I
those
agree.
games too where I really expected the score to be much higher on both sides. And I was panicking. They made it out of that first period alive. And I was like, oh, I'm having a heart attack. I don't know if I can survive another period of this. It was also really late because can we talk about what is going on in the NHL? I understand that puck drop and game start time is a suggestion rather than a rule. But like,
try and get close to it, maybe.
Yeah. Set 5 minutes, 7 minutes. This was like a whole ass like 20 minutes after game start time that the game actually started.
It definitely was.
Like, I had things to do. I got up at 6 a.m. to vote in this election. So anyway, we go into the second and I'm like, okay, I hope they had time to like sit in the locker room, put on some Zen spa music, like cleanse the vibes, take a breather. That's what I do at work when I'm stressed and like a little panicked.
I do the complete opposite.
What do you do?
I play some crazy loud music or some kind of podcast, something so I can't hear myself think when I'm overwhelmed at work.
I play that Celine Dion song. Hold on.
Wait, what?
Hold on. Now I have to find. A New Day Has Come. That's the song that I play.
Nope. No idea.
So anyway, yeah, that's what I play when I'm stressed out.
Wow, that would further stress me.
Yeah, no, it would not be good. Yeah, no.
Well, in any case, I hope the Devils went to the locker room and did whatever it is that they need to do to soothe themselves. A shot of Jameson. I don't freaking know.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, they just need to come out in the second strong. They already have the lead. They just need to hold on to this lead and not crumble and fall apart. And TBH, they kind of did crumble, but the Oilers did worse.
I agree. That's how I felt during this game. I was like relieved when I heard some of the Oilers stats that their penalty kill was really bad. I was like, we're gonna be okay.
Thank God. Because when Brat scored with, can I say, some of the sexiest passing I've ever seen in my life. The entire power play set that up.
Oh yeah.
That was beautiful. Mm-hmm. That was slick.
Their only power play of the game too.
And they 100% power play percentage for this game. That was hard to say.
That's a lot of P's in there.
I don't like that. Too many.
No.
I was just going to say we capitalized on the opportunity.
They sure did.
And it was awesome.
It was incredible. I could watch that clip again and again.
Beautiful.
It was beautiful. That was a setup.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it came at the end of like the Coconuts Bananas second period. Like that second period had my blood pressure up. And honestly, at times, I think the Oilers were outplaying them, but they just did not have the luck on their side. No. I think Nico cursed them when he screamed at Leon Draisaitl in German. I don't know what he said, but I think it was a curse.
Nobody does.
Yeah. They hexed him.
I hope so.
Early on in the game, when they were getting feisty, I think it started. I don't remember.
I missed this.
Completely. Timo and someone collided. I don't even remember who.
Timo did. Yes.
And then it turned into like a little scuffle. And then Draisaitl got involved, and Nico took that personally and just like zoomed into view on camera and starts yelling at him. Mustache Nico is feisty.
Mm-hmm. Mustache has to defend the mustache, I guess.
These are blood brothers out here. I'm just saying, I think Nico hexed Draisaitl a little. The Devils had obviously some stunning moments, but overall, it was
stunning. You used the word stunning.
Yeah.
I would call this moment near perfection.
Yeah.
What moment?
This is the only thing I wanted to talk about the whole game.
Yeah. What? This was the moment.
The quality, high quality, pristine quality Timo time.
Oh, yes, please. I actually went to bed before the Timo time. Oh, I saw it afterwards.
No.
I did not see it live.
In the moment,
it was,
quote Bill,
yeah,
pure style, skill, and execution. The Devils were showing off. We talk about sexy passing. This
was a different level.
This was beyond. I don't know what word is beyond sexy, but it was just not alluring.
Sublime?
Irresistible. Sublime.
Ooh.
Seductive.
Seductive.
Very seductive.
Seductive
This
passing.
was, yes, it was seductive passing. Oh my gosh. I gotta breathe.
The power of mustache Timo.
I just, who would have thought? So, just to describe this seductive play.
Please do.
Mercer hits the puck up in the air, so it goes over the head of an Oiler player. Just, volleyballed it up. And Timo gloves it, knocks it down to the ice. So casual. This move, effortless.
So smooth.
And then shoots it into the goal. And I swear, in the slow-mo, it just looked like Timo was strolling. Like, it was gorgeous.
Yeah.
It was everything.
It was flawless. Like, I cannot believe how perfectly this came together.
The way the pass, the catch, and the shot on net, this is like one of those like trick things that you would see someone post on TikTok that they had to do 100 times to actually get the shot.
Yeah.
But it happened live in the game.
I'm rewatching it now.
It was so good.
It's amazing.
Wow. And it was really just Dawson and Timo against the goalie. They were just completely open.
Oh yeah.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Do it every time. If that could become Timo Mercer's signature move.
And what I
Do
love
it again.
about that is it does look intentional. Like,
yes.
It doesn't look just like Dawson kind of just like hit it and it happened to fly up into the air.
It wasn't like a Hail Mary
you can
catch.
see him turn, look, see Timo.
Yes.
Aim to volleyball it over.
It was a decision.
That was some trick shit.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Dawson Mercer's coming in with the party tricks.
Mm-hmm.
Pulling rabbits out of a hat.
Favorite moment of this season so far for me. So far.
Only a couple games in. There's going to be more. There's nowhere to go but up, baby.
True.
That's true.
It felt really good to end this Canadian road trip on a win.
A shutout.
I know.
Yeah.
And it's so
Another
bizarre.
shutout.
Yeah. That it went shutout. We were shut out, but then we shut out again. Very odd.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
I think, they had to give Canada one.
Yeah.
The Devils
Probably.
The
I
Devils
wanted all of it.
very considerate that way.
They are. They're very polite.
They are very demure,
Yeah.
very cutesy.
Very mindful. That's still relevant, right?
People can't see me shaking my head.
All right, get us out of here, Shannon.
All right, let's move on into our Skirkuffle Award.
There's so much for you to talk about this week.
There sure is.
Oh, yes, there is. First, we're going to talk about McDermott, my favorite fighter. He is the fighter for the Devils right now. So first off, it was Ross Johnston versus Curtin McDermott during the Ducks game. And really, my favorite moment of this whole fight, and the reason why I wanted to talk about it, was there was a literal comical lead up before the punching where I had to describe it to the producer. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I'm literally doing the move that they were doing. It's this. He's like, it looks like you're driving a car. And I'm like, that's what they were doing. They were circling each other. They had one arm close to their chest and the other one, they were both circling, almost like matching each other. And I swear, it looked like they were driving with one hand on the wheel.
Yeah. They're like snake charmers trying to get the other snake to come out.
Yeah. Even though Johnston knocked off McDermott's helmet at one point, I really think McDermott took this fight. And really what's interesting about this one, and a theme for all the fights that I'm going to talk about, is these fights they don't come from emotion as I would say they did in last season. These are more trying to change the momentum of the game in favor of one team or another. Like, it's not a response so much so to like a crazy bad hit on another player, but these were more like, I need to get a spark or a jolt back for our team, which I thought was interesting. These were planned a little differently because a lot of these were they would drop gloves soon as the puck was dropped at the face-off, not like after a dangerous play. Also, I just have a quick note about this fight during the Ducks game that it kind of goes into the don't worry about it. Dano just could not stop describing McDermott and Johnson as two big boys.
Oh.
And I was like losing my mind.
Oh.
I'm like, they are large grown men.
Yeah. They don't even use pull-ups anymore or anything.
So next we have my favorite fight of these games that we're talking about.
That was a great one.
Which was Eric Holla versus Connor Garland during the Canucks game. So this was, again, Garland chose to pick a fight with Holla to try to win momentum back for his team because I don't know how many points they were down at that moment, but it wasn't looking good for them. And this completely backfired. And it was so nice to see Holla accept this challenge because this happened at the face-off, I guess, words were exchanged. It's like, we're going to go. They both throw the gloves off, start circling each other. And I would say they both got, like, Garland got in, like, several right jabs, but Holla he takes this.
Yeah.
And just completely
Dominated
the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I remember writing, I was like so impressed. Holla like twisted and flipped him onto the ground. It was almost like WWE stuff for a moment there, like a body slam. It was like, no, then you can't have this. You're not taking this momentum. You chose to fight me. Wrong choice.
It was little Looney Tunes.
Yes. That was great.
And then he skated off to the box and blew a kiss to the fans that were booing him.
Yeah.
Love that. So funny.
Love that for him. Yep.
It was fantastic. Thank you, Holla, for keeping the momentum with the Devils so we can make that a 6-0
Thank
shutout.
you, Holla, just for being you. Big fans.
Yeah.
The last fight was sad. This was Nate Bastian versus Ryan Longberg during the Calgary Flames game. And it was honestly goofy. So this one was in retaliation for a really bad hit Longberg had on Cotter, where he hit him in the boards. It was like a very fast and like Cotter wasn't prepared for it. But then Longberg also fell. It almost looked like purposely back on top of Cotter just to make it worse.
Yeah.
And Bastian's like, and immediately throws his gloves off to be like, you can't do this. But I don't even know how to describe it. But Longberg just latches on to the back of Bastian, like literally one arm around his waist, and starts beating on him. I felt like he was like, if someone was controlling him in Street Fighter, they were just button mashing on Bastian. And it was hard to watch because there was a point where Bastian was like against the board and Longberg just kept going at it until like the refs broke them up. And like a fight's a fight, but it was just odd because there was a part where like you could tell Bastian's like, I don't want to participate anymore. You win. Like let's stop. But it didn't. Bastian did not walk away from this one well. Did not go well for us. I have one award this week.
Ooh.
It's for Eric Holla. This is an Academy Award for Best Animated Short Film.
Aww.
Because he did so great. And I was like, it was all about the grin and the kiss.
Yeah.
So thank you, Holla. All right, Allie. What are the whispers on the Twitter wins this week?
There were a lot of whispers on the Twitter wins this week.
Yeah.
I'm not touching any of them.
Okay. You'll have to tell me when I hit the button after the fact.
I have some brief little silly things. Jeremy Swayman showed up to his Halloween party with his girlfriend and they were wearing mafia costumes. which
That
is
was funny as hell.
funny. If you recall, over the summer, there was a rumor going on that Jeremy Swayman's girlfriend's family is in the mafia and that somehow this messed up trade negotiations. I think this is hilarious. They leaned in hard, like full mob wipe fur coats. It was incredible.
Love that.
And then pretty much all I saw for the rest of the weekend was Timo and Nico, their costumes that they wore to their party that led to too many whispers on the Twitter wins.
Way too many.
It was a lot of chaos.
Yep.
So instead, I'm going to turn this into an impromptu in my medical opinion segment.
All right.
We're going to talk about Nate Bastian's possibly broken jaw.
Oh.
So after this fight, Bastian left. Bastian left the ice.
Okay.
And then subsequently, they were still obviously in the middle of their Canadian road trip. Subsequently, he was sent back to New Jersey to recover. And that was all the information that we were given.
I didn't even realize.
Here's the thing about a jaw injury, though. I suspect it's most likely he does have a mandible fracture. The reason for that is because it's kind of like if it is actually a jaw injury, because the jaw is just your mandible. I mean, you also have like your teeth there that like, I guess you could have a tooth fracture, but that's not really something you necessarily would have to like recover for. You just get like a new tooth implant when you can or something. So the fact that they're calling it a jaw injury makes me think he probably has a mandible fracture.
Ooh.
Especially if you get like hit in the jaw. It's not like you're going to have it. There's not like ligaments or muscles there that you're going to necessarily tear that are going to keep you out. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like Curtis Lazar has a knee injury and we don't really know the nature of his injury, but it could be so many different things. He had a procedure. He could have broken a bone and had screws and plates put in. He probably more likely had either a meniscal or like a meniscal injury or a collateral ligament injury. If it's a meniscus, he might have just had like the meniscus partially debrided and then he'll just go into like some physical therapy and be back. Or worst case scenario would be like he had an ACL injury and that's a much more involved surgery. And usually, or maybe not usually, but often has to be reconstructed. And that's like a long recovery and then he'll be out for a while. But like the thing with a knee injury is it can be a lot of different things. The jaw is like, it's just a bone. It's just there. Even if there was like some muscular damage or something through it, that's not going to keep you from playing hockey. It's just going to like hurt when you chew.
Yeah.
So I feel like the fact that he's out and was sent back to New Jersey suggests to me it's probably a mandible fracture. Best case scenario, he just like waits for 4 to 6 weeks for it to heal and has to eat like some soft smooth foods and like smoothies. Worst case scenario, he'd have to have it like screws and a plate put in, which is what, if I remember correctly, happened with Connor Bedard last year. I think he did actually have to have surgery.
Mhm.
Oh.
And I think Connor was even wired shut.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
So he
we-
might have to be wired shut if that's the case.
Never concluded. We're going to have to get to this later, what Connor's new jaw looks like.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
We talked
yeah,
about
that's
that.
right.
Because sometimes
Yeah.
I said after people get wired shut, sometimes they
Mhm.
end up with like
So we had this whole theory about Zac Efron.
masseter
That's
hypertrophy.
right.
And I was like, oh my God, maybe Connor's going to like get like a sharp chiseled jawline after this. I've seen him recently and I haven't noticed it particularly, but I have.
was going to say that new commercial that they put out.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to
He
compare.
didn't have as
Yeah,
much
yeah.
as a baby face.
We need
Yeah,
a
we'll
before
have
and
to-
after.
Yeah.
Yep.
We'll get to it next week.
But yeah, so worst case scenario, it is possible that Nate Bastian will or has already had a CRIMF is the initialization for that surgery and could possibly be wired shut.
That sucks.
And you just have to like drink smoothies out of a straw for like a couple weeks. If you're wondering if that is the case, like how long he would be out, probably 6 to 8 weeks. If it is fractured but doesn't need surgery, it would still probably be at least 4 to 6 weeks. And when he comes back, he'll most likely be in a bubble mask, which I think everyone should wear anyway, all the time.
Yeah.
I think we're just not going to worry about that.
No.
Yeah.
Let's not worry about it.
Let's not worry about it.
And move on into the segment where we don't worry about it because sometimes I'm saying random shit and the announcers do it too. So this week, starting off strong, we have a wicked shimmy shake So
I'm so glad you put this on here because I was going to.
I'm so glad you also heard it. Soon as he said it. So Bill said this. This was about Jack just weaving through the defense like he
Don't
always
worry about
does. It was great.
Yeah. Wicked.
Wicked.
Next, we got glove to stick to goal. This was
Poetry.
yes, in reference to the Timo time perfection. But I just loved the wording of this. Like you would think that is how it works. Glove to stick to goal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Next, we have cathartic one tonight. I don't know.
It's
Cathartic.
He said no. Well, yeah, it was supposed to be cathartic, but he said cathartic, and they made fun of Bill for that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cathartic.
Cathartic.
We're doing it again here. Cathartic. All right. Next, we got shoot the puck. That's been the theme.
This is hockey.
Thank you, Bill.
Correct.
Had enough mustard on it.
Ooh,
That's another ingredient for our sandwich, which we didn't talk about today.
That's
No,
true.
we
We've
didn't.
got almost a whole podcast episode without talking about some silly foods.
wow, guys.
Whoa.
Who are crazy?
It's because we have a lot of food in front of us right now. I'm so I talked about sugar for a little bit.
She's talking
That's-
about
yeah,
all
it's
of
a good
this
point.
food as if the only food sitting in front of us isn't just a bowl of grapes. Like
that's
so
a
much
lot of
food.
food for us.
it's just one food.
Just one food.
There's a large quantity of it, but
Yeah, but they are small.
it's just a
Yeah.
bowl of
Foods.
grapes.
Yeah.
Next, I'm so glad you put this on here. Was this Sarah or Allie?
Yep.
Sarah, because I heard this and I was like, yes, fantastic. Sets off some extracurriculars. This was Bill talking about Dougie and Timo. They were getting into a fight.
I
at
love
one
when
point.
a fight is called an extracurricular. I think that's so cute.
Yeah.
And lastly, we got the high saucer alley-oop.
I think that's the official name of this move now. Timo Meyer's
think
high
so.
saucer alley oop.
Yep.
Yes. All right. So we're not going to worry about any of that.
Nope.
And
I got other
move
things to worry
on.
about.
Yes, we do. And to our It Boy of the Week.
Good boy.
Has a nomination.
I have a nomination.
I actually have to think about this.
Me too.
Because I thought I did. And now that we've talked about all the games, I'm conflicted.
Huh.
Let me help
Present
you.
to me.
Let me
Okay.
lead
All right.
you, Shannon. There's obviously a couple of different players you can nominate. A great option, always for It Boy of the Week, is of course Nico Hischier.
Yeah.
10 out
I
of
mean,
10.
yeah.
No notes. Would love
Yeah.
to see him.
Yeah.
Another good option. Jesper Bratt. He's always out there doing his thing.
Yes.
He is always out
Meyer.
there.
Had a stunning moment.
He
Did.
did.
Siegenthaler
Stunning.
really bringing it this season.
Yeah.
You know.
Finally
Kind of
back
brought
up
on
to
his
par.
road trip, but I think there's still an obvious choice,
Whoa. Okay.
and I'm gonna go with Jake Allen.
Okay.
That's who I was going to go with.
Well,
All
then we're on the same- I
right.
led you there. I brought you to the
Wow.
scene. Jake Allen took what could have been a complete disaster of a game and was able to settle it down and keep the Devils in it long enough for them to create those stunning moments like that Jesper Bratt goal and Timo's goal.
Yes.
But none of that would have happened if he hadn't been able to keep his cool and give them some incredible saves and let them find their footing in that game. He was awesome.
I agree.
Yeah.
What
Jake the Snake.
were you thinking, Sarah?
I, in my mind, had it down between Jake Allen
Yes.
and Eric Holla just because I like him.
Yeah.
See, that's where I got conflicted. I was like, Eric Holla and Timo just had moments that I wanted to highlight because it's the It Boy segment. But
Right.
Jake Allen was my first gut.
That is the Jake
Reaction.
Allen. Yeah. Congrats, Mr. Jake the Snake. And you know how you you called yourself a rash earlier, Allie, like at the very beginning of this episode.
And Shannon has to include that bit now.
Yes,
So
I do.
Shannon
I was
has
just
to
gonna
include that
say.
bit now.
Oh.
Or not, because it's not the first time that we've referenced something that gets cut out of the episode. It doesn't really matter.
That does happen. No one's listening to these
Don't
that many
worry
times.
about it.
So if Jake Allen was also a rash, I'm gonna say rosacea.
It's hysterical you say that because the producer kept commenting in the game when they would zoom in on Jake Allen. He's like, why is he so red? I'm
Oh.
like, because he's as pale as I am. He can't help it.
Oh my gosh. Kovacevic would be tinea versicolor.
I have no idea
I don't
what
know what that is.
Eric Holla would be like contact dermatitis.
I'll
Sure.
just go with it.
Jack would just be like a classic old eczema.
Okay.
You got eczema.
Okay.
Okay.
Nico's the chicken pox.
Aw.
Oh.
Anyway, this is the weirdest one we've ever done. Let's get out of here.
It sure is.
Did you have a song this week or?
Is there a song that embodies existential anxiety?
Probably lots.
Yes.
Can you think of one right now?
Off the top of my head, besides some like screamo, like
Like some
feel like
type
I
of-
should feel like I should be able to pull up a list of these things, but I'm drawing a blank.
Huh.
Same. Do you know what song I've had stuck in my head?
What?
Jolene, 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 Jolene.
I'm begging of you, please don't take my man.
Yeah.
This has been Hot Girls Hockey. Tune in next week for more sugar.
Spice.
And everything ice.
If you like our show, please leave us a rating. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Follow us on YouTube and tweet at us at hotgirlshockey_.